And finally, we're live. We're live on all platforms. Not sure the quality, but yeah, we'll see where it goes. Anyway, so today's the um, topic of the day is the acres. It's made by Meraas. I have my own gripes with Meraas personally because in the past they've proven to be very difficult to work with, and especially they are difficult in the sense that they're not really helping us procure the apartments for the clients. They're not very interested in that. So, preamble, Meraas, also known as Dubai Holdings. So, factually speaking, their main type of business is actually not residential or even commercial developments. Their main business is actually selling Dubai's land for other large developers. So when Emar wants to buy land in Dubai for a massive development, when they want to buy a solid single digits percentage of land area of Dubai to create, let's say, creek, they go to Dubai Holdings and they buy land from them. Also, when we're talking about anything like yep, I think my issue is that we're getting not the best qualities there. Oh God, we're not getting the best output. But oh well, we make do with what we get. Anyway, let's keep the life rolling. Even if the quality couldn't be perfect, let me here complain. TikTok has the stupidest system. You need to use their live studio, so I have to stream to TikTok. Why a complete budge? Obviously, not very competent, not very smart to do so. But once again, what can you do? It's not like they ever been doing things right in general, but they seem to win. So, what do I know? Anyway, back to Meraas and stop complaining about the technicalities. Is Meraas literally could tomorrow quit selling their own residential developments and be absolutely fine because Meraas is just a consumer branding for Dubai Holdings. And the things they built so far are Blue Waters Island. They've built the whole of the City Walk and Central Park kind of area. So they do have access to incredible land. And therefore, there's issue with that thing that they always have the most in demand properties. The development we're talking about today is in a less of a prime area, but Dubai Holdings made a smart decision of letting other developers enter the area first, and we'll look into those developers comparatively, and they left the last central piece of land for themselves, and now they are announcing they're going to develop it. So what they're developing is not that thing, but I'm sorry, just a second. I need to contact my team. to restart live from completely different live stream. This one is fucking gone and gone. That's it. Yeah. So anyway, the situation here is very simple. They are making the centerpiece kind of development for New Dubai's area, and this area is known to be kind of villa, suburbia, this kind of, yeah, suburbia style living, if you prefer, right? If you will, it's very Americanized in that way, and this is development consisting fully of villas, 3, 4, and 5 bedrooms. We don't have much of the bedroom thing, 5-bedroom things otherwise in the area, so that would be almost a monopoly. There's a few 5 bedrooms in earlier MR developments, and the newer ones they're not focusing on that, although I think they're a great product. So at the end of the day, what we're doing here is looking first into their video presentation, and we're just gonna roll the video. I'm gonna pause it in key points and talk about the key takeaways we can see from the video. A bit of an insight into what brokers get, because this would be the first point of information for you as a broker when you get introduced to their project. But at the end of the day, the reason I mentioned that Meraas are so difficult to work with is because they sell out. They sell out quick, they sell out all the time. They have massive queues for their stuff. They don't care. They couldn't be bothered. They simply because they're gonna sell out anyway. They don't care if I personally sell anything, right? Otherwise, for customers, for end users, great developments. Like Blue Waters Island, we have some friends of the company, we have some clients who live in Blue Waters Islands, and outside of it being essentially Russian territory at this point, the other part of it, which is a very positive part, undoubtedly, is that it's really nice place to be. It's very nice considering the community building, considering the infrastructure. Meraas is famous for attracting great businesses to their projects, so infrastructure will always be great, but more on that later. Let's get into the video and see. Once again, a bit of an intro. Obviously a bit of renting, but let me stop for a second here, right? Big shout out to marketing team and design teams working with Meraas. Branding and the styling and the way it's refined and everything's in place when they launch is on point. It's incredible level of professionalism for Dubai. Hats off to the guys. Love what you do. Keep doing it.
Hello everyone. Today we're introducing the Acres, a brand new community of standalone villas developed by Meraas. My name is Sarah El-Badi. It is a pleasure to introduce this exclusive neighborhood, designed with nature in mind, where every step inside brings you closer to the outdoors. Keep watching this video to learn all about the Acres. I'll be back with more details at the end.
The Acres is the new single-family standalone villa community that Meraas presents to this vibrant Dubai real estate market. This new community encompasses a new approach to master planning, where we focus on connecting our residents to the surrounding natural, vibrant outdoor public realm that is based around an abundant green environment, which enforces community building and social interactions within a pedestrian-oriented safe haven. The Acres community is very centrally located.
So here we go once again, right? let's see where it's located, right? It's located in the right in the center of Arabian Ranches, Sirena, right next to Global Village. A bit off from it is where you see the ones who shall not be named hills, because I am not promoting that company. Anyway, but also the Trump International Golf Club. So if you're looking for the most inexpensive golf club in Dubai, if you're into golf, that's good. I used to go there to practice. It's honestly the most affordable golf club, and their facilities are great. It's just a little empty. That's the downside, but it's because it's out of the way, really. Otherwise, you can see that it's right next to the Emirates Road, and they're gonna talk about connections more in the video, but it's genuinely well connected. They're gonna tell you every development in Dubai is well connected, but sometimes there is more truth to that than in other times, right? And it's more, and sometimes it's a little speculative. One funny thing is they decided to show you time to Al Maktoum Airport instead of DXB. And that's for a good reason, because DXB on a good day is 40 minutes away, on a bad day is hour and a half away. So you are far from the airport, obviously. But access to Al Khail Road is great. Downtown Dubai and Dubai Mall, they say it's 25 minutes. I can make it in 25 minutes. How much I'm gonna have to pay in speeding fines and speeding tickets, I'm not sure. But as long as you drive a patrol, it's fine. It's all right. But yeah, no, location is great, especially for kind of villa development, and for villa development where people who don't own their own sports teams can live, right?
Within the Dubai land area, with a very well-connected road network, providing direct access to and from the new Hamdan bin Zayed Al Nahyan Road, the Emirates Road from north and south, as well as Latifa bin Hamdan Road from the east. The site is 185 hectares, with a number of surrounding well-established developments in its direct vicinity, such as Arabian Ranches 1, 2, 3, and Global Village. From the initial stages of this development, clear and very focused concepts were set as our main targets, while master planning this very special community. Our residents were and continue to be in the center of all our process, where we provide them with the environment that enables them to establish a strong sense of community. And of course, this sense of community can only be enabled through social, relaxed interactions, which can only flourish in a natural setting that provides individual and memorable experiences. Only then can a real community be established and strengthened. So, how do we manage to deliver such a natural environment?
So here we see that the guys are pretty dead set on saying that they're community focused, and that only makes sense because they are simply happened to stumble upon building Blue Waters, building the Central Park, this kind of very communal living experiences, very much, how would you say it? It's a very, the developments they build, they do nurture communities, and it sounds more like a marketing spiel and some work by whatever designer came up with that. But honestly, I know people who live in Blue Waters. I know people who live in other developments by Meraas, and this is one of the few developments where you would be in contact with your neighbors perpetually. You would know who lives there. You would meet people in the lobby, you know. They do this community stuff, and that's great. That's absolutely great. But the way they tell it, it feels like just some doctoral thesis by some kind of a designer guy. But they honestly know what they're doing with that stuff.
A number of simple yet effective master planning concepts were implemented on many levels and aspects of the development, but all spring from the idea of establishing strong and continuous links between our residents to that naturally designed public realm, by spreading the open space and park throughout the whole development, giving access to all our residents. 3-minute walk. By separating
once again, guys, you see they have kind of layers to it, and this comes very important later on. Please keep paying attention to those, because those are super valuable. The way they kind of have different layers for different types of traffic and needs, and they try to separate that traffic. Let's see.
in car accessibility, providing a fully pedestrianized public realm. By extending the main public park, forming an extensive green network, and then establishing a fully connected and integrated public realm that links all homes within the development. So as you can see, the Acres as a master plan is structured around 5 main elements. An accessibility network that is set on the periphery of the project to leave most of the community free for safe pedestrian movement and activities. A permeable pedestrian and cycling network. An immersive landscape network that surrounds and envelops all our homes and amenities. A main loop park that connects our neighborhoods and residents both together.
So you see, that's the main spiel of it, is when we're looking at this thing, very much they have kind of parks in hierarchical structure, where you have your pocket parks, especially where it's cheaper developments and they're a bit denser. They have, but they have them feed into the main giant park. And the way they provide imagery, like it's going to be a really cool garden, right? It's like they're going to have fairly old trees there from the start. That I'm not sure of. Usually the way they implement the greenery is very dependent on how much of a profitable year a developer had, so wouldn't rely on it being exactly to the spec of the renders we will see, but definitely within a few years it will bloom and it will grow. And once again, Meraas is pretty good at maintaining their properties. So in a few years, it's only going to get better with this one. But you can see how they separated all the movement of the cars traffic, pedestrian traffic, as in you commute through your area, you walking, you cycling, and then the communal traffic where, let's say you decided to have a walk in a park. All those three kind of ways of going about moving yourself through the whole development, they're separated, and each one is designed separately, specifically for the needs. And I believe that's a great idea. Haven't seen it done anywhere. I assume it been done somewhere. Everything been done before, but I haven't seen that. It would be amazing to see what comes out.
And to their public realm. And last but definitely not least, a water asset at the heart of this public realm. Connectivity within the Acres is established through a series of loop movement networks that are mainly focused on our residents providing safe and fully pedestrianized routes that strengthen the connections between the different elements of the master plan, moving from the periphery to the center, as well as between the different neighborhoods and clusters through walking, jogging, and cycling tracks as well as a series of well-distributed amenities and activities. The result of all these concepts is a very unique and people-oriented environment that has a very high percentage of open, safe, and activated public realm, higher than most, if not all, similar developments in Dubai. Within this abundant green natural park lies a variety of small-sized neighborhoods and precincts that are carefully sized and designed to facilitate and strengthen the link between each home with its neighboring community, as well as the activities and amenities within a very distinctive park setting. As you can see, our public realm is always at the center of our discussion, and we naturally gave a lot of attention to how it is designed and activated, always focusing on the different experiences that all our residents can enjoy, no matter.
So once again, because the development is pretty large and just having all same repeated park everywhere would be pretty boring, let's be frank, it would be pretty useless, and it would not encourage movement of people across the whole development. You'll just kind of you'll walk through the whole park once in your lifetime when you move in, and you'll end up spending all the time in your corner of the park if they were all the same. But the way they are doing it, each area will have its own theme. What does it mean for buyers is, it means you need to really, really consider the location of your specific building within the development and see where you want to be. Do you want to be like next to a perfume garden? I have some clients who don't like any strong smells, be they pleasant or not. They would absolutely hate to have too many flowers outside of their window. So my decision will be, you know what, move towards the nature garden, move towards the kind of lost garden, especially if you got kids. A lost garden, you'll see why, but it's kind of exploration focused, so for kids it's great. But either way, or maybe you love flowers, you love enjoying all those scents when you open the window, then maybe those would be the most prime villas for you, those few villas which have their garden centering this kind of perfume garden, right? And same goes for all other areas, right? It depends what you really need.
Matter their age, interests, or style of life. The main Loop Park is themed around what we call the 7 moments, or experiences. Each is distinct in its general environment, use, amenities, and activities within. From the arrival garden that is slightly more formal, to the village garden that is public and accessible to all, with activation programs for every interest and age. The Lost Garden with its discovery qualities, the Perfume Garden where we can enjoy different senses of smells, and of course, the Lagoon Garden, located at the heart of the community with the main water body providing different experiences such as a swimmable lagoon in a natural setting, lakes and creeks for kids to play in. The Edible Garden, where homegrown food is served in our local restaurant or presented, displayed, and sold in our regular weekend marketplace within our village garden.
Can I please call them out on the Edible Garden thing? Like, you just found a way to grow some apple trees within the development, which people paying for and buying and will maintain. So they're gonna pay for maintenance, and then they're gonna go and they're gonna buy those fruits. I mean, not the right move, I believe, with that one. But it is some very cool 3D chess, right? that's a 200 IQ move by the guys, right? Meraas, I applaud your approach. It is impressive, but I don't think it's correct.
And last but not least, the Nature Garden that provides a relaxing setting for all to recharge and meditate. All these different moments and experiences are strategically located around the park, easily and directly accessible for all to enjoy. Each of these previous themes within the park is then analyzed to identify what types of activities it can support so that this park is fully activated through the different times of day, weekends, weekdays, and catering for all ages and interests. Within this extensive, large, and integrated park, many different facilities and amenities are located, such as our well-known high-quality retail outlets, healthcare and educational.
So, talking about the retail, once again, Meraas are number one in this game. They have the best book of retailers. They're just gonna call up and strike a deal day one, right? You'll move in, or whoever you're renting to will want to move in because they're gonna have some of the best restaurants, be it casual dining, be it fine dining, in there. You will have some great shops available, top shopping choices, both for your daily shopping, and I assume there will be a few luxury shopping options as well. Otherwise, it's hard to tell what exactly going to be the concept of their shopping area, because at the end of the day, it's quite ways away from all the tourist areas, from all the high traffic areas. So are they going to be creating more of the daily kind of casual shopping experience, or either going to attract more people from surrounding areas because they were smart and they let everybody else do the development and then done their move, right? Because it's a smart thing to do your move last, because everybody else opened up and done what they wanted. They could be able to attract all of this foot traffic, all of these kind of customers to their retail, and then it will support much cooler retail options. But that is to be seen. And once again, healthcare and schools gonna be great. Gonna be great because they are part of Dubai Properties. They're in great partnership with government of Dubai. Of course, they're gonna do fine on that. Dubai will support them with everything they've got to make sure they got the best healthcare and education options within the community.
Facilities, mosques, different types of sports courts, kids playing equipment, outdoor gym equipment, meditation areas and settings, and many more. In addition, within each neighborhood or precinct, there is an amenities area with pool, kids play area, toilets, and outdoor activities spread around throughout the park, ending with a main clubhouse for all residents to use and enjoy. The Acres community includes nearly 1,200 different-sized standalone villas with a total of approximately 6 million square feet of gross floor area, starting with the smallest 3-bedroom unit going up to the largest 7-bedroom unit. Our homes are arranged in loops of parcels from.
So yeah, I didn't even consider, I completely forgot about the 6 and 7 bedrooms, but those are very niche. I'm gonna say directly that we cater mostly to Western customers and Western markets. So for those markets, the 6 and 7 bedroom villas are usually not in very high demand. Very simply because families are smaller. Families are usually smaller in the West. You're not gonna have 6 kids, statistically speaking. If you do have 6 kids, I'm impressed. Good for you, right? But really, those are very niche offerings for Western markets. So honestly, my focus for analytics, because there is the most data, is on 3 and 4 bedrooms because those are ubiquitous. My analytics focus will be also on those villas, and as you can see, their top bedroom count is 4 bedrooms. Once again, the larger villas are the ones which will be in the inner park. The outer ring is all 3, 4 bedrooms and 5 bedrooms standard villas. But here, once again, we need to see and we need to consider how grand planning gonna work, and pick out specific one with specific location. Because, for example, I would absolutely hate to be next to grand arrival area. I would hate the noise. I would hate the traffic. I would hate the lack of privacy. But it's the quickest way to get out of there if you're traveling in and out of your home number of times a day. So honestly, I don't believe there's any outright bad options there, but we will see more once we look into the floor plans later on. But I believe that we need to work with individual people to find the suitable options, right? And it is only made harder with Meraas because I'm pretty sure as we speak, all of the coolest stuff, all of the most in demand stuff is being sold out. So honestly, write in chat if you need it now. Otherwise, it will run out by Friday. I think this one gonna sail much slower than close to central Dubai. I honestly believe that, and I believe market has slowed significantly as well, which is a good thing because you get the picks. You get to pick what you want. You don't need to like shout, "Oh, please sell me something," especially with off-plan. So we will see how those sales go. I'll probably gonna talk on next week's news about the developments as well, and we'll mention what sales looked like and did they sell out? Did they sell out quick? But right now it looks like it's still fairly competitive to get anything there.
The outer park loop with 3, 4, and 5 bedroom villas to the inner park loop with 5 and 6 bedroom villas, and lastly 6 and 7 bedroom villas at the heart of the community. As can be seen, both the outer park and inner park clusters are directly linked and surrounded by the public realm, with the outer neighborhoods having wide linear parks within, and the inner clusters arranged around a private small park that is solely for the use of each cluster with its small number of homes. Both arrangements, with their direct link to the larger green park network and the amenities within, facilitate the desired social interaction, which establishes the sense of community we all need. This is the retail area with its outdoor active terraces overlooking the main lake and their surrounding homes within different neighborhoods and clusters. This view is from the main clubhouse with its infinity pool leading to a swimmable lagoon that leads into the creek type of water stream moving through the heart of the community. This is a view from one of the amenity areas that are located within each outer park neighborhoods, each having a pool overlooking a neighborhood park that leads to the main loop park, connecting each of these amenity nodes to the whole community through a fully pedestrianized network as mentioned previously.
Are you already lost with these genius ideas of how it's connected? If you're lost, you're not alone. I'm completely lost on that. If you ask me to explain that thing, don't ask me. No idea. No idea how that works. But what I understand is they kind of arrange in circles and circles are connected. I think that's the best way to explain it.
At the heart of the community, the main swimmable lagoon is located with a natural setting and clear waters, providing the perfect setting for a relaxed family environment. The main loop park is a continuous natural green open space that is properly shaded and that links all different types of amenities and activities that are strategically located throughout the park to blend with the different themed areas and at the same time facilitate accessibility to these amenities to all residents. Another view of some of the amenities and activity areas within the main park. As we are committed to pedestrianize this unique public realm, there is a clear separation between the only 2 intersection points between the main road network and the park where our residents of all ages can move safely and freely. Even our access loop roads are designed as parks, not as car-oriented spaces. Wherever the authority dictates a certain needed width for car movement according to traffic studies, we increase the available width of the road's right-of-ways to increase the landscaped areas on both sides, as well as make available pathways and jogging and cycling paths with adequate seating areas.
So what that means, they essentially didn't skimp out on the spaces they're not selling. They didn't try to compact you into as dense of the development as they feasibly could while still selling it, is what they're saying, right? And that makes sense. We will see offerings here are quite premium, and that is to be expected. But in any way, it's really nice to see a pedestrian-focused area. I live in Creek Harbor. Creek Harbor is very pedestrian-friendly itself, and I absolutely love that. But they tried to solve for cars where it's still comfortable to own a car, right? So they kind of just separated traffic flows, and you kind of never interact with cars, and cars never interact with you, which is the best way to deal with it, really.
As we all move into the age of sustainability, and with the clear focus of the Acres public realm, Meraas has taken the initiative to design and activate this public realm with the highest sustainability standards, and is now pre-certifying the Acres for LEED cities and communities, which is the latest and highest standard for public realm, and has the most advanced and stringent requirements. A few but very significant examples of these requirements that the Acres achieves is its abundant open space ratio, and open space designated for each resident, the fully pedestrian park network easily accessible for all, safe and comfortable outdoor spaces, as well as sustainable features that future-proofs our environment, such as smart mobility measures for electric vehicles, smart metering, smart use of stormwater and irrigation water, proper activation of public spaces that encourage movement for well-being. So how do our homes make use of all these well-thought-through parks, amenities, and variety of themed environments? Let me take you to our first homes to be released.
So here's the cool part, right? They talking about how your house will work as a part of that great infrastructure, and will be even cooler due to it being kind of interacting with the outdoors as well. Let's see how they at least looking to achieve it, right? And probably will.
Within this exclusive community, our first phase to be released comprises of 642 homes between 3, 4, and 5 bedroom villas. Some are G+1 and others G+2. This is just over half of the full community within the Acres. This release includes 6 outer park neighborhoods with an average number of units of 100 units per precinct, each with its own entry.
Once again, I see now why I'm confused about the larger villas, because they are not really into market them just yet. So you see what the area, which is in color, is what going to be released on the market. It's about a half in value, I assume. And the other half, which is under some whiteout cover, will be released later. So even if you're not making decision today, tomorrow, this week, but you still want to look into their villas and get what is essentially a very premium and very outstanding villa offering, you need to reach out to us today and start working on it with us, because if we talk with Meraas starting, let's say, next week, we have a client for next launch with that. Tell us, we have a client, or we have 5 clients, or we have 6 clients, right? We might get, for our clients, early peaks and the peaks of very special types of locations, and peaks of the best views, best accessibility, best layouts. All of that is for that, what crucial is prior planning. You need to plan for it, starting a month, 2 months, 3 months in advance, and this is essentially how you make the magic of buying off plan for good investment, or off plan that you want for yourself and truly want happen. Like, that's how the magic happens. You cannot try and wait for the right launch and just rush to first broker you found and hope something happens. That's not how it works, unfortunately. I wish I could just open the phone lines a day before the launch, collect a couple phone numbers and do all the sales, but no, it takes planning, it takes work, and it, once again, now we have all the information, so for next launch you can be very prepared and really pretty much ready to come into the developer's office with us, or have us come in on your behalf and say, we want this specific villa, and say its number, confirm its number with us on every contract, point it on the map, and get exactly what you want, not get what you can get, right? Because it's very different this way.
Its own pool facility, kids play area, barbecue area, all directly linked to linear parks, leading to the larger network of main parks and amenities. Our 3-bedroom homes start from 3,000 square feet G+1 to 3,900 square feet G+2. The 4-bedroom homes range from 4,000 square feet G+1 to 4,800 square feet G+2. And finally, the 5-bedroom homes are in the range of 6,000 feet, both G+2. Each neighborhood is carefully sized and designed to maximize the number of plots that have direct access to the park network, reaching up to 2/3 of the parcel plots. In addition, the configuration of the parcels also increase the number of corner plots that increase the plot area, and which we have designed and catered for maximizing its use by directly linking these large-sized gardens to your interior spaces. As we will see in the home typologies, we are releasing 6 clusters with average number of units of just over 100 units per neighborhood. This is our first cluster with 124 units. This is Cluster B with only 79 homes. We would also notice the careful distribution of different types, where all the 5-bedroom homes are directly overlooking the main loop park. Cluster C with 100 units. The different heights of homes from G+1 and G+2 are also thoughtfully located to create variety on all our streetscape. Cluster D with 87 units. Also notice your entry point to the neighborhood is always faced with green open space, where the local amenities are located, with your pool directly linked through the linear parks to the main loop park. Fully pedestrian, safe pathways winding through the natural greenery. Cluster I with 119 units. The main access loop road is also very generously sized, where our traffic studies dictate a certain width to the right-of-way. We always provide wider roads to increase the landscaped areas within the roads and design the road with variant configurations, so that your daily trip to your home is interesting and exciting. The main loop access...
Sorry, I had to stop here, right? It sounds like something very small and very much unimportant, how you're gonna go with your daily trip, and daily trip is exciting. You know what? I live in Creek, once again, mentioning that, just casually mentioning that I live in a really cool up and coming area because I'm cool like that, right? Anyway, the road leading towards my work, towards our office, out of where I live, is just very simply arranged. It's just lined with palm trees, right? But it's older palm trees, relatively tall, they're all the same height. They lined it. It's a straight road, so you get this kind of Miami kind of, well, not real Miami, but like a movie Miami, right? Vibe from it. And every time I drive through it, it just makes my morning that little bit better. But it's probably the most important thing out of everything in living in my area, because at the end of the day, people commute to work and out of work a lot, right? And having this reliable thing which lifts your spirits just this little bit is so incredibly, unbelievably valuable to have. It cannot be overestimated how much people are ready to pay extra for those experiences, because at the end of the day, anything beyond the utilitarian, I just need a roof over my head, is about experience, right? So that is extremely important to kind of, even if you're an investor, consider that, because at the end of the day, as an investor, you'll be selling to end user at some point, or you'll be renting to end users. So the way they gonna look at it, and the way they gotta form demand to it, is their experiences, because here we're talking about the premium offering. We can obviously go completely other way, and we have offerings where we can talk about super inexpensive apartments, which are great to be bought in bulk, hedge your investment, even if you don't rent all them out. Let's say you have certain percentage of them rented out at all times, so you have a very reliable cash flow. But with this one, I think your return on investment would be very good and fairly stable, especially given that the luxury sector in Dubai is the fastest growing sector for real estate. So continuing into that, let's see what else they got to offer.
This road in the acres is generally 36 meters wide. Cluster J, with 133 units, notice the size of neighborhood open spaces that are very generously sized, acting as part of the larger open green park network, linking, as I just pointed out, the residents to the main loop park, and also linking each and every neighborhood together through wide linear parks. Even our normal secondary sikas that are normally seen as just a walkway as narrow as possible in the acres, these sikas reach up to 8 meters wide and sometimes more. We have two different facade types in this release, spread evenly between our 6 home typologies, but both share the same design principles and look and feel. All our designs and layouts aim to strengthen the connection with your outdoors and at the same time, blur the boundaries and definition between what is considered in and what is considered outdoor, as you will see in the coming few slides. The materials used always include natural materials like stone, wood, and rough plaster, again linking and enforcing the strong connection to your natural public realm. Let us step into your new home. Step inside your outdoors. Start.
Once again, natural materials. I'm so tired with once again, the developer who shall not be named building those plastic-clad villas, which look good in renders, but you see them in real life. And it's where, Barbie and Ken should live, not actual people. So good on them for actually going for actually upscale materials, not just good-looking renders, right?
With the 5-bedroom homes. This is our first 5-bedroom home from the street side. As you can see, pure, simple forms. Not too many openings, overlooking the street side to increase privacy. Use of natural materials like stone and wood. A large, nice side garden that can be used for various types of activities. And a back garden overlooking the park network with direct open views and access. But this is not the only method connecting this home to its natural surrounding. The home is centered around a side outdoor courtyard that is covered and protected from the direct sun. The spaces overlooking this court are strongly connected to it, and in some cases, such as the main living areas on the ground floor, windows open wide to blend both the indoor space with the shaded outdoor court extending your living area outward, but also pulling in your garden into your home. In this layout, the living area is double height, with the open kitchen directly overlooking the courtyard. Your guest room or study also looks inwards for privacy. Your first floor has 3 bedrooms with another double-height family area, open from both sides to the outside. And the master bedroom is located on the second floor, with its own study area and a nicely designed master bathroom and wardrobe.
I'm not going to stop all that much on layouts, simply because we're going to look at floor plans a bit more in depth later on today, although I'm probably going to make it quick because the time difference is going to get to me. I want to sleep today as well, so that's a thing.
This is your experience while you are within your shaded courtyard, with a clear, easy, and continuous flow of space that integrates and turns your indoor, outdoor, and garden into one large living space for you to enjoy. A different view of the same space where you can see the main living area, dining area, and kitchen all strongly connect to the shaded courtyard seating area. This is the master bedroom on the second floor with its own terrace overlooking the parks. Full-height windows further linking the outdoors. The master bathroom, as you can see again, the careful location of windows to link the inner spaces to the outside, the use of wood material, resulting in an elegant space that is well detailed. This is our second 5-bedroom home with the second facade type.
So
Again, the use of simple forms,
right?
a high degree of privacy from the
The whole concept is about natural materials. It's about this kind of understated luxury, which is very good that Dubai is finally coming to this point where, let's say, too much of conspicuous consumption becomes just as inappropriate as it is everywhere else, just simply because it's tacky, just not aesthetically pleasing to people around you, and let's be frank, to you yourself as well. So having these undeniably expensive interiors, but avoiding the cliches is so refreshing and it's so nice to see, right?
street side. The use of natural stone and wood. Different facade, but same natural look and feel. Parkside facade, again with a direct link to the park and direct access to the public realm network, with a nice terrace on each floor overlooking the open views. The main concept of the courtyard is the same, while the internal configuration is slightly different, this time with no double height and the master bedroom on the first floor, with a multi-purpose room on the second floor that can be used as a bedroom, activities room, or a study, with a large outdoor terrace extension overlooking the main loop park. This is an internal view from your open kitchen on the ground floor, overseeing the courtyard, the dining area, and the main living space, while extending further to your outdoors. You can also notice the natural materials carefully present within your interior living spaces to strengthen this connection with the natural setting. Now we go to the 4-bedroom homes. Again, 2 types of facades with the same.
So really speaking, honestly speaking about that stuff, let me do the sound right on TikTok. All those houses are about the same, so I'm probably gonna skip most of it. We'll see. But even then, it's not too bad, right? It's not terrible. It's all pretty interesting. Let me see what we can do with the video.
Intent, simple forms, natural materials, increased privacy. The layouts, surroundings. With the second facade type, you can obviously area on this, extending the indoor space to the outdoor seating.
So this point is important. I finally found it. Yeah. So you see, a lot of them open the views to terraces, but they offer you these renders where the trees are at the same level, so you get a treetops view, not your neighbor's view, right? Not it's very appealing look, but it's fully dependent on what kind of gardening they're gonna do, and I wish I could tell you exactly, but I never seen Meraas do a project of this size and this scale and this level of expectation with gardens and parks. So I would think it would be good because the park projects they got in Blue Waters once again are incredible. They're very lush and green feeling and dense feeling, right? What you usually lack from those gardening experiences in Dubai is the density. People kind of, yeah, they're going to buy a few expensive trees, they're going to plant something everywhere, but it's not going to feel lush. It's going to feel a little sparse in many places. Where here, what they promise is pretty incredible for Dubai. Please don't forget that all this is to be built in the middle of the desert. So make of it what you will, but I will stay rather optimistic on that, and we'll see what happens there, right?
And shaded area with full open views to the outdoor. Our second 3-bedroom home. Every step inside brings
Have seen our new development. Hope you're excited as we are for the launch. Moving on to the prices, as you see on the screen, 3-bedroom
So
villas
that's the
starting
big.
at 5 million, 4-bedroom villas starting at 6.8 million, 5-bedroom villas starting at 10 million. We also have a great payment plan. You can see the details on the screen.
So yeah, that's the first and the last time we're going to mention the payment plan in this stream. Me looking into that, it's a lot more upfront than on delivery compared to other developers, but Dubai Properties always does it kind of in that way. So you see, booking and SPA signing. So honestly, those two events going to be close to each other. So let's say on purchase, you pay 10%, and then you start going through essentially next, 3 years, for next 3 years, you're going to pay the whole amount in increments with 35 at the end, right? Once again, you see estimated construction completion, October 2027. I would say that if you want the day of the if you want to rely on a date, just to be safe, put your expectation on first 2 months, first quarter of 28, because this is very ambitious, this is very fast. So usually Meraas is on time, but anything can happen, right? At the end of the day, it's better to over-deliver on expectations than to overset the expectations. So that's where I'm putting. Your expectation is early 28, so we can maybe talk about an earlier delivery than expected, i.e. delivery as promised later on.
So stay tuned for the official sales event. We're going to share more information very soon.
So yeah, that's all the broker stuff. So once again, that's the video we would see as brokers. This is the video me as a guy running the company would see first in the when I just so what I would get is a message, oh mate, we're launching that thing, and I'll get the video, and maybe a few hours later I start getting marketing material. So once again, this video is where I kind of already would make up my mind what we do about it. Do we promote it? Do we think it's something we want to highlight? And honestly, Meraas absolutely nails these videos because just outstanding how they nailed the design. The narration style is good. Information is pretty exhausting for early stage project. But obviously we have way more info, and I'm not going to go through every brochure and even floor plans. We're not going to go through every single one. We're just going to look at a few and see what's the gist of it. But even before that, we will have a look at the kind of sorry. Let me do that. Yeah, had a bit of a graphical glitch. Anyway, we're going to look at a bit of the price analytics to understand where they are sitting regarding the market. And the closest product on the market is Arabian Ranches Free, which I took as the baseline here because it's a Mars development. Mars developments are always kind of the baseline for Dubai, right? They are the standard of quality, and they are always priced with good research behind it, good thinking behind it. So, looking at the Arabian ranches themselves, that just to understand the market. Those are dirhams per square foot pricing. What is it per square meter? It looks like, no, it looks like square meter, I'm sorry, per square meter. Yeah, and this is a prices graph. The way I done it, there's no window dressing on this graph. It's fully transparent for you, where I took data directly from real estate transaction database, which is official government database of every real estate sale which happened in Urban Ranches Free within 2023. We already have a couple sales in January. Enough to maybe give you an estimation, but I did not include it because it didn't feel representative. There was a couple of out of the 6, 2 were complete outliers, and obviously are not sales which are either not calculated correctly or the property had something significantly wrong with it, so it drove the price down. So either the price is crashed completely, and I know that nobody can get anything in Arabian Ranches Free and demand is strong, so obviously that was more of a statistical anomaly, and we don't have enough transactions for a month to get a good pricing, right? But you can see that there's a few dips, 2 very, very distinct dips in the market in August and in April. What they are is August, July, August is when everybody travels out of the country. So once again, less transactions. The transactions which happen at this time are for people who are desperate to sell now, who need money. Otherwise, they're just going to wait and sell it later when the market is actually moving in Dubai. April, I think April was the Ramadan time. Once again, not many sales happen in Ramadan. If sale is happening in Ramadan, it's tough to make it happen. But what we're looking at here is upward trend. Of course, because we have not enough transactions to have a perfect graph, right? And I assume if I put it on a weekly basis, it would make more sense. But I just didn't have time to do that much of a deep analytics and do all the 52 weeks, right? But once again, it's upward trend. It's showing that compared to January, December was on average, about 15-16% higher average sale price per square meter, which not bad at all. That's pretty great. Obviously, we have quite a sharp spike there, and realistically, I gotta say it's 10% a year increase to be conservative. And I would expect next year to be about the same. Those areas that don't experience as sharp of changes as the rest of Dubai's market, they're a bit more reliable, but they're not as profitable in terms of just pure market speculation, right? Those are for more of the investors who are looking to invest safer, I would say, and calmer and with less maintenance. Once again, so transaction data and launch pricing, about the same. That's simply because I took the latest pricing from Arabian Ranches Free. Their last launch was fairly recently, middle of the year, essentially. No, it wasn't even the middle. It was beginning of the winter, right? I think was the last launch I had. And once again, so it lines up pretty well with average prices in this area for a house. But then you look at acres and you look at, oh, wow. Their 3-bedroom costs almost double what Arabian Ranches free bedroom would cost. And same goes 2.5 times more, right? And same goes for 4 bedrooms, right? But now we start looking at the price per square foot. First of all, let's see. The Arabian Ranches actually grew in square footage wise. Been selling pretty well, right? Been growing pretty well. So per square foot, or statistically, you're making more, but that could be just statistical anomaly. I'm not sure. Maybe it is just different segment of it is being sold than is being sold off plan in the secondary, and we need to look into that and see what sells and what doesn't. But that's only going to come when we have specific investor interest, right? With acres, you see the price is not that outrageous, and given that launch pricing, you're not going to get anymore because the launch is sold out. You're only going to get secondary market. It's actually the same per square foot price, except for with Arabian Ranches Free, with the earliest launched stuff, you're gonna get it immediately, and with the latest launch stuff, you'll get it about the same time as acres. So once again, not that clear cut as being more expensive, but simply those are massive houses. Like, at the end of the day, you get in about the same in market pricing, but for a massive home, right? Look at that. I mean, they are at least double the size of the Arabian Ranches homes. So once again, thinking about it, it's a luxury development. Extremely luxurious, and therefore quite upmarket in their pricing. And to understand how we work with rental returns, so obviously we don't do annual increase in house value as part of your ROI on this one, but I have analyzed rental prices. So those are rent a year in dirhams. As you can see, both both actually come to both come to 657. I'm sorry, I need to double check my data. Let me pull it up, right? Um, let me just pull up the info. Sorry, yeah. I did a mistake and updated incorrectly the graph. So please disregard the four bedroom. Four bedroom, I remember it was pretty high. It was 7.39. But yeah, once again, it's this weird glitch in the matrix where if you look at the rental prices and the initial house prices, it is so much more profitable to rent out a four bedroom given you rent it out reliably. What I would say is there is a higher chance it will stand on the market for longer because three bedrooms are more in demand than four bedrooms. There's just bigger market for them, but four bedrooms will theoretically bring you higher ROI here. But yeah, that's pretty much it. That's all of the analytics we've got. On the pricing for now, it just was quickly drafted up by me today, among other things I've had to do in a day. So just to give you a good illustration of where they are in the market, and they're very clearly premium, but they're not necessarily overpriced. But once again, off-plan in Dubai nowadays doesn't cost you cheaper than ready-built. You can buy it for about the same price, but you get the payment plan. So if you cannot pay the whole amount up front and you don't want to involve yourself in mortgage, you can do it this way, right? Unfortunately, no large and no highly in demand developer offers any post handover payment plans anymore. But a lot of other things is offered and it's actually not too bad. Okay, moving on. Let's do the last bit of it. We'll do some floor plans very quickly. And we once again have no camera here. Let me just do a thing. We have a camera overheating slightly here. Yeah. Sorry about that. Yeah. I need to do something about my camera. But yes, so those are the villas. Let me start scrolling it for you. So we're talking about three bedroom villas, really. Yes, so it's the three bedrooms is the entry level offering here. And as you can see, they are the ground plus two, or yeah, most of three bedrooms are ground plus two, except for this type. What is great is those three bedrooms for this extra money, you get in a pool in Europe. You're not getting a large pool, but honestly, three bedroom villa with the pool is a rare thing. So honestly, quite spacious, quite generous layouts. A lot of stuff there, right? Walk-in. Once again, walk-in closets and suites with everything. Uh, Honestly, very competent layouts here. Very cool looking layouts. Absolutely great for this setting. With 4 bedrooms, once again, more of the same really at the end of the day. Although this layout I absolutely despise for ground floor bedroom. Ground floor bedrooms should not be a thing in this level of villas, so let's see if it's everywhere. Yep, gotta stick with it. But once again, it's my personal opinion. I'm not necessarily correct in that, but I absolutely hate it personally. Once again, the 5-bedroom villa is getting actually quite a large garden, right? With this angular setup. So really, really, and making it looking out into the park, you can imagine, right? That your pool and your garden kind of connects to the larger park. Should be absolutely incredible. But once again, what's up with ground floor bedrooms? They're just like, they're not private enough. Keep ground floor for entertainment, but I assume we can consider them -1 bedroom, but you'll have your office. Although they have office for, because master bedroom here on the top floor has its own spaces. It's kind of your own refuge for the owner, and that's actually super valuable. That's kind of negates the issues with it. But once again, it's all kind of there. Well, you see, this 5-bedroom villa is kind of, with this right angle pool, definitely significantly inferior to the previous 2 layouts. But you get huge private patio for master bedroom, so maybe that's your priority, but I wouldn't see how you make this trade-off. If you're looking to make this trade-off, contact us. We'll make it happen. It's easy, right? What can I say? Once again, more of the same. Yeah, that's about it. It's look, the layouts we can go through in depth, but really doesn't make all that much sense. At the end of the day, at the end of the day, it's all the same stuff. But yeah, my camera doesn't seem to work, so I'm kind of waiting on a little thing to do. Just give me a second and we will see if there's somebody who wants to do any questions with me once I have my face on the screen, scaring you off from commenting, but either way. Yep. Great. Yep. So yeah, we're back in business. What I can do is I still got 15 minutes I can survive without going absolutely mad. And if anybody got any questions for me regarding anything in Dubai's real estate, really, this specific thing, or maybe you're looking to do a career in real estate, maybe you're looking to purchase something, invest, Honestly, just it's pretty open-ended conversation here. So whatever you find reasonable and whatever you find interesting, you can ask me. Once again, running a real estate agency here in Dubai, seeing some stuff which doesn't let me sleep well at night. But yeah, we'll be happy to answer your questions, guys. I'll give it a few seconds, and if we're not seeing anyone, I'll probably skedaddle and drive home soon. Yep. It seems like not a lot of interest that are going on. Maybe the chat itself runs with a bit of delay, and most of people haven't heard it just yet. Let me see. Yep. Honestly, we'll have a bit more engaging live streams soon. The other thing you can tell us is who we should invite to do kind of live podcasts with us. We've got the whole setup ready and waiting for guests from Dubai, talking about Dubai. Is there something you want to see and hear about in the Dubai's real estate, Dubai's business in general? Yep. Okay. Great. So no. Yeah. No more comments out there. Let me see if we got any. Viewership here. Yeah. So let me see if anybody. Oh, how the hell I incorporated 20 gigs of RAM? Yep. I assume there's nobody looking for any answers. Okay. Good. I think I did fair share of waiting. See you next week with whatever urgent, cool, interesting launch or topic will come up next week.